In this video, I'll be discussing collision in projectile motion. So here, suppose that we have a projectile like this. Okay, and then it hits the ground further again to this point. Let's say starting point is O, then it hits the ground at E. Now what is given? Coefficient of restitution is E. Now if that is true, and initial velocity, let's say U, and initial angle is, let's say, alpha, then again it will hit and then it will further go, it will after the collision, and then it creates the situation like this after the rebound or collision, right? So it goes like this, and then further it sticks it hits the ground again here, and then further it creates this thing, and then and so on, and this like that. So infinite collisions are happening. Okay, so my question can be here, find out the total horizontal displacement covered. Okay, so for such type of question, we need to use the concept of collision. So here, first of all, let us define the two velocities. What are the two velocities? Ux and uy. So ux is nothing else u cos alpha, and uy is simply u sin alpha in the first collision. When it comes back further, obviously you know that the velocities are going to be same. That means velocities will be uy and ux, right? So we know that for first collision it hits the ground with velocity uy. So what is the rebound velocity? So we know that rebound velocity will be the e times of uy, correct? So which is nothing else eu sin alpha. Am I clear? Yeah. So similarly, I can say that for the second collision velocity is, let's say, euy. Then for the second collision, the rebound velocity will be e into euy, which will be e square into uy, which is nothing else e square sin square alpha, correct? So like that, vertical velocities are changing while horizontal velocities are same. So let's say this range is r1, this range is r2, this range is r3. So we need to find the horizontal displacement covered, that would be r1 plus r2 plus r3 and so on. This will be the equation up to the infinite collision. Now for r1 is equal to simply ux into t1. So we know that time of flight formula is t is equal to 2u sin theta by g, right? 2u sin theta by g, or which can be written as 2uy by g. So in this question, clearly uy is changing, right? So what I need to do here, I need to substitute ux is u cos theta into t1 is 2u y by g. This is going to be the first range. Then r2 can be written as ux into t2. Now ux is same, u cos theta into t2 is 2 into euy upon g only, right? And likewise 3 can be written as, so the total range we can find out by putting these values in our equation, right? So r is going to be r1 plus r2 and so on, which I have written earlier. R1 is u cos theta into 2uy by g plus u cos theta into 2uy by g plus, for the third similarly we can write u cos theta into 2e square uy by g, and so on. Correct? So what I can observe here, I can take u square cos theta into 2 into uy by g. I can take common, this will be 1 plus e square and up to infinite, right? So this is going to be how much? 2u square cos theta uy sin theta by g. Now what is the sum of infinite gp? Here common ratio is e by 1, which is e. Sum of infinite gp is given by a upon 1 minus r. This is the first term of the gp. So here the first term is 1 and the value of common ratio is e, so this is 1 upon e, and then I can solve it further in order to obtain the final answer, right? So r will be, this is sin theta cos theta into 2, so this will be u square sin 2 theta by g. This is 1 upon 1 minus e. Correct? So r can be written as u square sin 2 theta by g into 1 minus e to the power minus 1. This is going to be the finally horizontal distance, right? And this formula is sin 2 theta is equal to 2 sin theta cos theta, which I utilize. So I would suggest not to remember the formula but to remember the process, which is more important here. Fine? Yeah.